In this lesson, we're going to use that function we created earlier to fetch our feeds. We're going to need to make a request, and we can use the Axios package for that. I'll install it with npm install Axios. I'm going to use the integrated terminal, but you can use whatever you want then, if you're using iterm or hyper or whatever you want. Npm install Axios. And when that's done, I'm going to drop it in up here. So next I'm going to create the data function that will return an object that will store our feeds. So to start off, it's going to be an empty array. Next, when the component is created, I want to make a request to fetch those feeds. So we'll call created, and then we'll have a method called getFeeds. So let's create that now. I'm going to use async and await because it looks a bit neater and it essentially lets us write what looks like synchronous code, so that when you call await on something, the next statements won't execute until we have what we were waiting for. So I can do that by creating my method with async getFeeds. I want to extract the data property that comes out. So I'm going to do a bit of destructuring here. I'm going to await the Axios call. And if you remember, it's Netlify /functions/feeds. And when we have that, we want to assign it then to our data. So let's check that out now with Vue DevTools to see if we have everything we need. So I'll go to app here, feed reader. Yeah, so you can see it there, feeds. So I supplied 3 links and we have 3 feeds back. And if you inspect them, you can see all the information attached and then the items, which are the articles then that belong to that feed. So now let's start displaying them. So if we go to our feed list component, we'll wrap this in a div, and then we'll create an unordered list. And I want to accept a prop. So what we'll have to do next is create a script here, and then we'll declare our props. So then we can say if feeds and feeds.length. Then we'll give some classes here. So we'll reset the list styles. We'll want to make it sticky then as well. So we'll use position sticky to keep it on the page so we don't scroll out of view. And I'm going to pin it to the top of the page. Give it a border bottom and a border color of gray. Now then we're going to iterate through the feeds and display a link for each one. So v4 feed in feeds, and we want to give that a key as well. Feed.title should do it. And we'll create an anchor tag now. And we'll give that some classes to style it up a little bit. So we'll remove the default underline, give it some padding, set display block so it takes up the full width of the area. We'll give it a border, gray border of 1 pixel. Then we'll cancel out the border bottom. And this is because we'll have a border bottom on the unordered list itself. So we don't want to layer up those borders. Next we'll color it a little bit with teal, and then when we hover, we'll set the background to like a really light teal. So I'll close that out, and then the text will be the title of the feed. Okay, so we shouldn't see anything yet. We don't have any errors, but what we need to do is pass that feed object into the feed list. That all looks good. So in the next lesson, we'll look at how to select an active feed and display its list of articles.